open to being seduced by any guy that she could find, i.e., her action limit is temporarily lowered. Don't worry if this sounds complicated at this point, because it's really super easy once you go through the many examples which I will share throughout this book. You will see that everything unfolds logically, and soon you will have the power to make any woman fall in love with you simply by using these powerful mind control strategies. The IRA model. No matter where you start on the desirability scale, remember that you usually don't start at 1. You want to get to 10. And the fastest way to do this is to follow what we call the IRA model. The IRA model describes the seduction process inside the Shogun method, which consists of 4 distinct stages. Stage 1, generate intrigue. Stage 2, develop rapport. Stage 3, build attraction. Stage 4, create enslavement. Very important, these stages or steps are to be taken sequentially. This means that each stage must precede the next. Intrigue generation is always the first step to take, with no exceptions. It serves for you to capture her attention and interest, for you to build rapport with her, i.e. the second stage. And once you have laid the foundational amount of rapport with her, you can then start to attract her to you, i.e. the third stage. Finally, by continually intensifying attraction, you get her enslaved to you emotionally, forever if you choose so, i.e. the fourth stage. Everything is done strictly in that order. Skipping any of the steps in the sequence will usually result in failure. For example, 1. Trying to build rapport without intrigue. The woman loses interest in talking to you, looks over your shoulder, finds an excuse to leave, etc. 2. Trying to build attraction without rapport. The woman finds you creepy, feeling uncomfortable around you. 3. Staying too long in the rapport stage. You get friend-zoned. 4. Trying to enslave her without attraction. This is the stuff that psychopaths are made of. One of the advantages of the IRA model is that for each woman or interaction, you only focus on one step at a time, giving you a clear head on what exactly to do and say. This also prevents you from feeling overwhelmed by the truckloads of routines, techniques, and theory. With the IRA model's straight line, one step at a time approach, you can quickly identify which of the 4 stages you are at with a woman, and then use the specific Shogun method techniques relevant only for that stage to move you forward. You can ignore everything else. So far, so good. Next, let's go through an overview of what each of these stages is. Stage 1. Generate intrigue. Your goal in the intrigue phase is simple: to capture and hold the target's attention. Upon approaching a woman, you will have all but 10 seconds to make an impact, and within this short period of time, she would have already decided if she would sleep with you, often without her knowing it consciously herself. This is how female intuition works, relying on her quick emotional responses to situations she meets in life. You will use the mind control techniques inside the Shogun method to help you turn her intuition into your ally right under her nose. Stage 2. Develop rapport. Past the intrigue stage, you will have sufficient face time to build and deepen rapport with your target before you start attracting her. Building rapport can take minutes or stretch up to days or weeks. It all depends on what you want. Remember that different commitment levels correspond to different action limits. The danger of spending too much time in the rapport stage is that you get stuck inside the dreaded friend zone. Stage 3. Build attraction. Once you have developed enough rapport with the target in Stage 2, you can start to attract her. Inside the Shogun method, this is where heavy-duty mind control techniques are used to bridge from passing interest to deep attraction. Most pickup artist ebooks preach a jumping headlong into building attraction first. This, as you have already seen, is a mistake. You should now know better to never attempt to build attraction without sufficient rapport. Stage 4. Create enslavement. Yes, enslavement phase is what makes the Shogun method different from other styles of seduction. You will have the ability to control a woman's mind and manipulate her emotions for as long as you wish, even for a lifetime if you so desire. It is important to know that there is no undue action you can take to reverse the enslavement effect. Unlike the other steps in the Shogun method, this step is entirely optional. Before using enslavement techniques on a woman, I recommend that you carefully consider if you want to subjugate her and turn her into your emotional slave, possibly for a lifetime, since the effect is impossible to undo. The choice is entirely yours.